Good morning, everybody. I don't know how many days I've been on the road. It doesn't really matter. But here in Audi Camp, where we spent the night, Jeramey has arrived. We spent some time working on the Landcruiser. There was a problem with the fuel filtration system, so we swapped out a fuel. I think I picked up some bad fuel.
No, there's no water here. We need to just a bakkie alsjeblieft. So basically,
It doesn't look like water's in it.
no, it doesn't. When you look at it like this, it's all clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this and put it back.
I'd rather not use that unless
Yes.
we absolutely have to.
Yeah. So I'm just interested to see how it works at the bottom here, because I think this may just screw onto this.
This is just precautionary. The symptom was that on a very rough road, corrugated road, the fuel warning light would flash on the dashboard. So not knowing if it was in fact fuel contamination,
This is external.
or in this case I think it might actually be an electrical issue. I'd rather not take the chance.
It's very strange that there's a beeping noise.
It's an interesting thing though. I am so used to driving quite new Landcruisers. My Land Rovers, well my Range Rover, was old and quite worn out. So I had to spend a lot of time paying attention to the car, noises, vibrations, and more thorough daily checks than I did when I started driving Landcruisers. They were all far newer, so I would have to spend less time, mental time, thinking about the car and how it was performing. Now, with such an old machine, I'm back to where I was. I've got to pay more attention to keeping this thing running reliably. It's 2024. That means 40 years that I've been exploring the world's most remote places in four-wheel drives, in association with Safari Drive, self-drive safaris in Africa. And here comes Jeramey. Jeramey will be driving in his own vehicle. It's a rental. It is from a company called Safari Drive.
It's been a while since I've been in one of these. I like it.
So this is Gordon. I forget who Gordon is. They're all named after famous explorers and discoverers.
Paul Marsh and I have worked with Safari Drive several times before. But the Safari Drive offering is not just a 4x4 equipped with some camping gear. There is a lot more to it than that, and because we have changed our plans last minute, their local knowledge and ability to arrange stuff for travellers is going to be very useful to us.
Yeah, Andrew's just getting diesel right now for his cruiser. So after that, I think shopping is done. Obviously not a lot of selection. So we'll have some interesting sandwiches, pasta. We have some really nice shortbread to go with coffee. So it's going to be we're going to be just fine. We've got plenty of stuff. Just tell me where you want me.
Heading east, and it's not long before we encounter the elephant herd that I saw 4 or 5 days ago. Now, I don't have my hubs locked, so if I get stuck here, I'm going to have a problem. So I'm going to reverse a little bit. But you can see Jeramey's there. He's parked, and he's going to definitely be getting pictures and things. But I'm going to get out of the way because this one elephant is basically looking me in and saying, I'm not that happy with you. So if I get stuck here, I could cause myself a problem. And I don't want to get out. So that's quite cool.
Let me get that. That'll be good. Little guy over here, really little, right behind this cow, and he's nursing, I think.
A main arterial road through a country, and this at the side of the road. Botswana is one of very, very few countries where this still happens. You'll miss this if you fly into camps and then fly into another camp and then fly into another camp. And I keep going on and on about it, but it's true. You've probably realized this trip so far is part of my celebration of 40 years of overland travel. It was and this is an epic shot that I remember filming. It was right here between Nata and Maun in 1988. I was driving my Range Rover and Gwyn was filming at this very spot. The road was as rough as can be. I used to get to Maun and pull out my pop riveter and rivet the Range Rover's panels back onto it. And at this particular point, the floods had crossed the road. That was how many? That's 1988. Yeah.
Pretty cool, actually.
We have arrived at our overnight stop. Nata Sanctuary has some camping spots. Unfortunately, they're quite close to the main road, but perfect really for us on our route. Yeah, you're pretty good, but you're a bit down on the back.
I am down on the back.
I can give you some max tracks to lift yourself up.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
And I need to come back about to here because I'm up at the front.
Okay.
And tomorrow morning we'll go and drive on the
I'll go
pans
back to
to see if there is any wildlife or bird life in the area. So Jeremy, what are we talking about?
What do you think we're talking about? We're talking about camera kit.
Are we talking about my my 2.8 lens and your f4 lens?
You mean my f4 macro lens? The Mark II macro lens. Is your 2.8 macro?
Shut up. These eye caps.
Yeah, I was noticing your eye cups were small.
My eye caps are small.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
did you bring me?
No, but I brought two. I bought one for each of my cameras. So if you like them, you should. When you get home, you can get them as well. It's a good idea. I mean, you should make the investment.
They were a couple of dollars each, and he didn't think of me. He just went and bought them.
Actually, no, it's not true. I've got three of them. One for each camera on all three cameras.
Well, that's A7R5.
A7R5.
With that lens is a 200 to 600.
200 to 600. That's the G series one that you know the
5.6.
5.6.
And this lens
with vertical
here,
grip because my hands are massive.
Yes.
This is the 1635 Mark II.
Camera.
Camera is A7R3 with the vertical grip converted to infrared by Life Pixel.
Okay, we're going to demonstrate some infrared shots with it.
Yes.
Right. And then where's your other camera?
It's on there.
And which is the
This
old, I have to say, old.
A7 IV.
Yes.
And A7 IV with the, this has a 2470 Mark I lens. But this one I have dedicated to video. But it's got all the things that the C2 has in it, minus the new super fancy AI stuff, but everything else is really, really nice. So
the
for
C2 is the camera that this is now being shot at, which is better than that. Okay, which is my camera, which is better than that.
It's better. You're right. You really are. You're right. It's better if you have very, very small hands.
No, but it's a better camera. It's got a better autofocus.
No, it's got AI in it, but it's also better if you have very small, less manly hands.
I know, you keep going on about that. All right, my cameras are, and these are the tools I've been, that's the A7R5, high resolution camera for video and stills with the 2.8 70 to 200, which is just bonkers good. I just absolutely love it. And then this camera here, which is the A7S. So this is the low light beastie with the new 16 to 35 millimeter f2.8 lens. And that is what we are going to be using. So from now on, Jeramey and I, crazy about photography, we love shooting still pictures, and all our still pictures are actually available on our galleries for, not just for downloading, I'm talking about art pictures in your bedroom, living room, spacecraft or submarine, whatever. We're going to tell you stories. I'm a video storyteller and Jeramey is a still photographer. I'm going to put this all together and then tell stories behind some of our best pictures in the 3 weeks we have ahead of us. How's that? Is that David Attenborough kind of? Yeah? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to sync. End sync. We have had mixed fortunes today when it comes to camping. We went to Bain's Baobabs so we could go and photograph the trees, but unfortunately the campsites were all taken. There are only 3 at the Baobabs themselves. So we've come to Nata Sanctuary. And Nata Sanctuary is a lovely place, but not the great time of year because apparently there's no water in the lagoon and it's rather close to the main road, so we're going to have to put up with a bit of noise tonight. Can't win them all. And we have to cope with this hideous lighting up our campsite. So we have noise and light. So anybody from Nata Bird Sanctuary, I suggest you move the campsite and turn off these stupid lights. We don't need lights, we've got lights, we carry lights. Everybody who's going to camp here is going to have lights. We don't need that. What are we eating today?
At some point we're going to have sausages, and we're purposely cooking them very, very slowly so they're nice and smoky. We're not purposely cooking them slowly, we're just cooking them slowly because we put them above the flame, but it's actually working pretty well.
And we don't know how to cook anything.
No.
Is the truth.
We've never cooked anything.
No, we're hopeless. Absolutely hopeless.
We also have beans.
Oh, Harry from Fire to Fork, I know you're going to watch this. This is Harry to Fire. He makes the most fantastic bread cutting food prep boards. But I cut them into bits, into small ones. Because I find around the camp where those little ones are so useful. So we're in Africa with your breadboard. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Harry.
I'm coming to get some more in Australia.
Sausage!
We need Harry here to cook a meal for us. Harry, next time you're invited.
Good morning. We have made it to Nata Sanctuary last night. I think I might have already said that, and we're going to go see if there's anything on the pan. So,
the campsite's not wonderful. There wasn't any hot water, and it's a bit close to the road, but it's a perfect place to explore the northern portion of Pan.
cost was about 450 pula, which is about a 7-to-1 to the dollar. So I'll do the math, it doesn't really matter what it is, but $70 or whatever, both of us, which included camping, which included park entrance fee, and included getting to the pan. And I'll let Andrew figure out where he wants to take us.
During most of the morning, my engine is making a squeaking sound, a clear indication to me that the air conditioning belt is slipping. The high frequency sound scares the animals. No! I need a short socket. The air conditioning has stopped working, but I know why. The idler pulley is tensioner is loose, so I need to crank it up. So if I remember the way to do it, if my mind serves me well, you do it like this. There you go. Is that tight? Is that too tight? Jeremy, tell me if you think that's too tight.
I think that feels pretty good.
See, if you over-tension it, it just runs the bearing.
It does. So it feels tighter than it was.
But that there has got a little bit of flex still on it. I reckon it's about right. Ouch. Ah. Nata Sanctuary has a lookout post located on the edge of Pan. The water that the wildebeest were enjoying is actually just rainwater. When this area floods, it does so as a result of overflow from the Okavango, and it doesn't happen every year. And when it does, flamingos and pelicans arrive in their thousands. So if you can imagine what this might look like, actually you don't have to imagine. When it floods, it looks like this. I'm in Botswana. Yes, this is Botswana. High rainfall months ago in Angola means that the largest salt pan in the world is a huge expanse of water. I'm here looking for magic outside of the expensive and often crowded national parks. It's day 10, and early morning we're heading for the Chobe National Park near Kasane, which, as it happens to be, is exactly where we will be going. We're heading north towards Kasane and we'll be finding a wild camp somewhere close to the Zimbabwe border.
There's a pair of falcon here. Without a book, I cannot be sure what they are. I think they are Lana falcon, but I cannot be sure in these trees here.
It's interesting when a park here is not like you're going, you don't really know when you're in a park when you're not, except for a sign somewhere. But what's interesting is when you're driving down the road and the animal you see is a giraffe, which we just passed one. And we're trying to get to a watering hole to stay the night. We want to get there fairly early to get set up and get some good photography times. But driving down the road, there's a giraffe on the side of the road, and there's an elephant just recently on the side of the road. So we're already seeing elephant. We saw ostrich and wildebeest today, and some other animals. But just the brain weirdness that goes along with seeing something like that along the side of the road in their own habitat, and you're not, it's not in a controlled environment. It's not a zoo. It's not behind a gate. It's just they're just having lunch by the road. It's just a weird reality.
Taking a quick break. We've been on the road for almost 2 hours, and we found the first shady spot and a little friendly kitty cat. Well,
We just
So that is a place we could go camping. Touch of Africa Safari Lodge is an option for us if we don't want to wild camp.
I just think we just go find out what it looks like out here. We've got a nice spot. It'd be nice to be out away from folks.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to continue. It's not. I thought it might be that turn off, but it's not. I'll find it.
we are now on a narrow bush track heading east towards the Zimbabwe border. There is a waterhole on this track. I think, but I'm not sure, that it's the same waterhole that I have visited twice before, and in fact camped here twice as well. Taking it very carefully and very slowly, mainly because the Mapani branches and things are very quick to make a hole in one's tyre. So it's not the place that I thought it was. It's far twistier, and there appears to be a pan at the end of the road in about a kilometre's time. So there is a fresh tyre track, but I don't know how fresh. It hasn't rained for a while, so there's a good chance that, well, 50-50 there'll be nobody else here.
When you don't have an elephant, you just move trees out of the way yourself. That's what we do. Anyway.
Handy guy to have around. Hoping to see a pan and a clearing.
I think it's a good sign the tree wasn't moved, because maybe that means that nobody's here. It also means nobody's been here for a while, which is also good. There's a really good chance, as we're driving, that some kind of critter is gonna come out in front of us and cross the road. Wouldn't be odd to see a giraffe or an elephant cross the road.
An opening here. Don't know if there's any water. There is water. There is water, and there's a place we can set up camp, and there's nobody else around. This is fantastic.
This is the what? Oh, this is. Look at this, man. Ooh. So we've got nobody here and a watering hole with it's 4:34, which means everybody's gonna come for dinner pretty soon. How good is this?
How good is this indeed?
Oh, so is it cut line back to the main road, you think?
This is the border inspection road.
Oh, really?
The Zimbabwe border is not far that way.
Ah. So...
Elephant dung everywhere. So we should find a place to park not closer than this.
Huh?
Not closer than this.
Yeah.
Of course, an alternative would be amongst these trees. In this area here. But I think we should park within view of the waterhole, so if animals do come down, we'll get to see them. I'm looking for animal prints. Very obviously elephant. That there is perfect elephant print there. And he tilted it as he walked. He made that little mound. That's antelope. I'm actually looking for predators. Predator prints. I'm not seeing any. Doesn't mean that they're not here. I'm not this good at that good at this. I'm not, by no means can I call myself a tracker.
Really good.
Nice spot. Nice spot. Just close enough to piss off some elephants if they come and drink. Oh, that'll be an early morning shot, trees, sunrise. Epic. And I've got the travel buddy on. Hot water, if you want a shower, all running.
Yeah, I could just leave it to slope. I'll pull up on the track from there. Max Tracks, not just for putting on Jeeps in the US.
Those are quite useful things, aren't they?
You can do all kinds of stuff with them. And you actually can use them in Africa. Not that anybody in the US would know that, but they're actually useful.
I just wanted to get it out of. That's fine. It's very dry anyway, so.
We'll find a broom. I'll go get a branch. Thank you for doing that.
Spades, not
Yeah.
just for recovery.
I'm glad I brought you again.
What do you think of campsite? Nice, eh?
Hey, good
Nice
job.
campsite.
Hmm.
We could stay here the whole week.
We could.
Could. We won't, but we could. You know, I just noticed there are some posts in the bush and a road. That is the Zimbabwe border. So when you go tonight to go and do your nightly constitutionals, walk that way. Otherwise we might hear gunfire and the other noises.
I mean, that would be literally taking a crap on Zimbabwe.
We don't want to do that. I quite like Zimbabwe.
I do too, actually. That's why we'll go that way.
Yeah, we go this way. That's good, yeah. Let's not and say we didn't. This moment right now is why we go overlanding. Certainly why I do it. Wild camping in the eastern side of Northern Botswana. We have Jeramey National Park on that side of us. The Zimbabwe border, not 100 meters from us. We are in Botswana, and towards the west is the Chobe National Park. There is a reasonable chance that we will have animals visit the camp tonight. That's not, all of that is not important. What's important is that I'm here with a very close friend. The two of us are spending real quality time together, where there's no mobile signal. We cannot be interrupted. We just have this beautiful spot to enjoy and time to enjoy. And as I get older, I realize that the number of years I have left doing this is finite. And because of that, never before in my life have I lived in the moment as I do actually since I turned 60. This is why we go overlanding. This is the moon rising over our waterhole. It really is spectacular.